Hi, and welcome to the Snap programming language. What you're now seeing here is the Snap environment. Let me introduce some of its parts to you. In this environment, you should think of yourself as a theater director. The stage, represented by this almost empty box, is where the play is going to take place, where all the action happens. Actors will come in and out of the stage, but since this is a virtual world inside of your computer, we're not restricted to human actors only. Your play can feature animals, vehicles, or even inanimate objects, like vegetables or common household items. In fact, your actors don't even need to be physical objects at all. You could have a triangle and a square interacting in your play. In Snap, we call these actors sprites, which is a word that comes from the very beginning of video games. Okay, see this gray arrow here? This is our default actor, or sprite, and we call it the turtle, even though we know it doesn't look like the animal at all. Snap likes to reuse parts of other programming languages that we love, and one of these languages, called Logo, featured a triangle they called the turtle. Back then, computer graphics weren't as great as they are today, so really, a triangle was a pretty decent representation of a turtle. Notice how the turtle is currently selected, and its name, sprite, is shown right here. This indicates that this is the object that we, the directors, are currently working on. As directors, we can also decide what the stage is going to look like and give it instructions as if it was a regular object. To select the stage, we click on this icon down here. Notice how the interface has changed quite a bit, and all the items that were here have disappeared. You can always tell which object you're working on by taking a look at its name here, and also by looking at which object is selected in here. Okay, let's go back to the sprite. And let's see, we have you as a director, a stage where the play is going to take place, and a single actor or sprite, the turtle. The only thing missing is a script for the turtle, so it knows its part in the play. Scripts are built by means of these colored blocks that you can see at the leftmost column of the interface. They can represent actions, events, and a bunch of other things. As a theater director, you can give an order to a sprite by clicking on a block, like this. Let's click on the Move 10 Steps block, and look what happens with the turtle. It moves every time we click. See, this was the director telling the turtle, "Hey, can you please move 10 steps forward?" In computer science terms, we ask the turtle to execute the action move 10 steps. When the director tells the sprite to do something, the sprite will always do it right away. Okay, let's ask the turtle to execute other actions, like this one here. Turn 15 degrees. Nice! What if I want to tell the sprite to do two things in a row? Will I have to click on this block, and then this block, and then this block, and then this block? Well, the answer is no. This is a programming language, and programming languages are great at automating boring tasks. So what we want is to chain these two instructions together into a single script. To do that, we can just drag the first instruction to the scripting area, which is this empty gray space in here, and then the second one. And notice how, when I get close to the first block, a white line appears indicating that this is a possible attachment point. There's another attachment point up here. I'll choose the bottom one, because I want the sprite to first move, then turn. And when I let go of the block here, see how it snaps to the first one? Okay, now we've built a little script that asks the turtle to first move a bit, then turn a bit. Let's click on it to see what it does. Yay! But didn't we say programming languages were great at automating tasks? Now, we don't want to be clicking on this all the time. We'd maybe like for the turtle to do that by itself. Well, this is a job for the blocks under the control category up here. In this category, we'll find blocks that modify the behavior of scripts themselves. Here we'll find blocks to perform repetitions, act on events, take decisions, and many others. And notice how there are all sorts of new block shapes in this category. Okay, so what we want is to tell the sprite to keep running these two blocks constantly. And there's a block in the control category suspiciously named Forever. See how it has a slot in the middle with a little dent at the top? That indicates that it is accepting other blocks inside it. Okay, let's drag it out and take it all the way over the script. And notice how a yellow rectangle appears that indicates that if we release the mouse button now, this block is going to wrap the whole script. So let's release it here. Okay, and now let's try the script by clicking on it. Nice! And one more tip. To stop the script, you can always click on it again. Start. Stop. Okay, let's now take a look at another blocks category. The looks one, right here. One first thing that we noticed is these few blocks at the top talking about costumes. Like in a real theater play, our actors can wear all sorts of costumes. They can be as crazy as you want, given that this is a virtual world. Let's first give our turtle a couple of different costumes. We can load costumes in several ways in Snap, and one of them is to use the built-in Snap costume collection. To open the collection, we click on the project menu, which is this icon right here, and we select costumes. Alright, this opened up a bunch of costumes for us to pick from. Let's make our play about mouse, for example. Here, I load this costume by selecting it and clicking on import. And also this one, which is just a slightly different version of the same mouse. We'll see why I did that in just a minute. So I select, import, and now I can close this window by clicking on cancel. Wait, but what happened to the scripting area and our little move and turn script? Well, now that I've loaded these two costumes, Snap has automatically switched to the Costumes tab. I can go back to the scripts by clicking on Scripts here in this tab. Okay, so everything's still here. Alright, so let's play a little bit with these two costumes. First of all, let's try to switch costumes by clicking on the next costume block here. That works, and it feels like we could use that to create a walking animation if, after moving and turning, we ask the sprite to switch costumes. Let's attach the next costume block into the already existing script, right here at the bottom, and click on it to start it. Wow, okay, so this is going way too fast. We can't even distinguish the different costumes. We should ask the mouse to take it easy, maybe by telling it to wait a bit before each repetition. Under the control category, we find a block called wait 1 second. Let's drag it and drop it right here. Now that's a bit too slow. Let's maybe try with half a second, that is 0.5 seconds. That's better, but maybe 0.2 seconds would be better. That looks much better. Okay, the animation would maybe be a bit more realistic if the mouse advanced some more steps per repetition. We can try with a larger number of steps in the move block. Let's try with, for example, 20. Yeah, much nicer. Okay, so what else can we have the little mouse do? It could maybe squeak when we touch it. We'll first need a squeaking sound, which we can record ourselves. Let's head over to the Sounds tab here. Let's click on this record button, and this will open a simple sound recorder. Alright, let's be silent now and click on the record button. E! Click on it again to stop it, and let's test. E! Okay, I'm not the best mouse impersonator, but I think that will do fine for now. Let's save the sound, and let's maybe also change its name to keep things tidy and understandable. To do that, we right-click on the sound item and select Rename. Let's name it Squeak and click OK. Right, so now let's head over to the scripting area. Go to Scripts. We were going to have the mouse squeak whenever we touched it. For that, we can use this block in the shape of a hat. The one that says when I am clicked. Let's drag this one into the scripting area. And notice how the shape of this block indicates that we can snap blocks at its bottom, but not on its top. What this block is going to do is trigger whatever blocks we attach to its bottom whenever the condition is met. The condition is whenever we click on the sprite. Okay, and we want the squeak sound to play whenever we click on the sprite. So let's head over to the Sounds category and drag this Play Sound block. and snap it right here. Let's now select the squeak sound by clicking on this little arrow here and selecting squeak. And if we've done it right, clicking on the little mouse should make it squeak. And it does. Okay, now this should be enough as an introduction to the Snap environment and its basic capabilities. Now feel free to play around and test as many blocks and features as you want. Programming is all about exploration and tinkering, so don't be afraid to try anything you want. Thanks for listening and enjoy yourself.